I just do me, but they say I'm too much. Chosen one, I don't ever get too far. And my mama said I'm special. If I don't trust you, shoot your metro. Future looking bright, nigga, got that glow. Professor X, nigga, all the gifts I show. My life like a movie shot off the hit show. Me and blessed hands make a bitch get low. James Willis, DJ CEO. Dave hit record, now we on beast mode. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Hit Show podcast. I got Jonathan Lethbridge from Facebook. Make sure y'all go follow him because let me tell y'all something. He's new to podcasting, but he's very good. And I've been watching his lives, and he inspired me to start doing episodes about protecting Black women. He has a lot to say about the men and pretty much how the men ain't doing what they're supposed to do to protect them. And we don't talk about that a lot of times. We always talk about, well, they don't let us protect them. They don't let us do this. But we never talk about what we ain't doing right to protect them. We'll never want to admit that. So tonight is Protecting Black Women with Jonathan Lethbridge, Men's Accountability. Jonathan, go ahead and introduce yourself, tell the people you are, and take the lead.
What's up? I'm Jonathan. You can follow me on Facebook. I'm on TikTok as well. I guess my perspective of, men not protecting Black women come down to like the old school morals that we all know that we're supposed to be doing. Part of the problem is it's a lot of following men out here. They following trends instead of following the morals. You know what I'm saying? You've seen historically Black families that stayed together. You know what I'm saying? Like Big Mama and Pawpaw, they was married for like 50, 60 years. It wasn't until recent times that we started following what these stars say and what people with money say that we gotta do, that we started falling off. And part of it really came from men trying to do extraordinary things to try and impress women. Mm-hmm. So I use this analogy in one of my lives. And I was trying to get people to understand the perspective. So I'm a 70s baby. I was raised in the 80s, and I remember the 80s vividly. I remember the songs. Like I remember being a kid, going to my aunt's parties and cookouts, and all the women used to play, "You Gotta Have a J-O-B if you want to be with me." They used to play it over and over again. I remember being a kid and watching Oprah Winfrey tell women what a man gotta have. And it was insulting. You telling a man that he got to have a house, he got to have a job, he got to have a car, he got to have this, he got to have that. But for kids like me who didn't have a dad, James from Good Time was my dad. We never saw James with a car. Mm-hmm. James was in a one-bedroom house. JJ slept on the couch, and the kids and everybody else slept in the bedroom with their mom. So you mean to tell me that's not a strong man? You mean to tell me that's not a man that's doing everything he can to raise his family and to make sure his family had everything they had, even though it wasn't the big house and the white picket fences and stuff like that. He did everything that he had to do to keep his family together. So you're telling me, Oprah Winfrey, that's not a strong man? So what that did was it forced men to do more. It forced men to go get 3 or 4 or 5 different jobs, 6 or 7 different kind of hustles, to be able to buy that Benz, to be able to buy that house, to be able to do all these extra things to live a life that really is not what a woman needs or wants. She wants her man. She wants that time. She wants that accountability. She wants to be able to feel. She wants the emotional, spiritual, everything that she wants. And at this point, we can't do it. Because we're trying to chase something that somebody told us that we had to have. And part of the problem with that is that men don't have the background, men don't have the backbone, can't talk. Men don't have the backbone to just say, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they do. That's my problem. And I'm glad.
No, but see, it's different. See, this is the thing. Now, just follow me on this. When you're a man and you have things, when you got a house, when you got a car, when you got a job, mm-hmm. when you're productive in society, saying shut the fuck up rings a different bell. than the nigga who don't have shit.
Yeah. I agree.
Because it's a lot of females that they gravitate towards a male. They don't gravitate towards a man. Which is why a lot of these females wind up being like Erykah Badu. I gotta pay your way and pay his way, and sometimes your cousin's way. Y'all wind up with men like that because y'all gravitate towards a male. You did not gravitate towards a man. And because you think because his voice sounds deep, he might be big, he might be skinny, but he's got a man's stature, and him telling you to shut the fuck up, you're gonna shut the fuck up because maybe he fucking you good. But you paying the rent, you paying the lights, power, water, gas, he driving your car, he probably selling nickels and dimes of weed, but you still calling this dude your man. And every time you call him your man, you're giving him power. Because it's just like when you tell a child that they are bad. When you tell a child that they're a bad kid and they hear it repetitively, they feel like they are a bad kid. And they use that in society like, well, I was a bad kid. You weren't really a bad kid. You were just a troubled youth and you needed guidance. And that's what these boy lookalike men need. They need guidance. They need to get back to those morals, and they need to stop being lazy, because dealing in our society, I don't know what it's like to be a white man dating a white woman. I don't know what it's like to be a black man dating a white woman or anything else, because I've only dated black women. I do know that for a fact that in order to be a black man and to be able to have control of your household in a respectable manner, and your household, not she live on Section 8 and you just there, your household, this is the house that you built and the house that she's designing. In order for you to be a strong man in your household, you have to have sustenance, and you also have to have a backbone. And those are two things that men are missing. They either have one or the other. They don't have both. And in order to get a woman to want to submit to a man, you cannot have one without the other, because now you create finger pointing. Like, yeah, you can tell me to shut the fuck up, but nigga, you ain't got no house, car, job, crib, money, nothing. You ain't got shit.
Nothing. And to go off what you said, two things. The first thing is, you made a good example. James Evans was a man, not a male. He didn't have a lot of money. He didn't have a lot of resources. But what he did have, he used every penny and resource he had so his family could survive. And he did an excellent job. He is no different than Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Absolutely.
The only difference is Uncle Phil had money. But they both used all their resources and protected their family. The second thing, identifying a man versus a male, was very good, because that male, like you said, talk like a man, walk like a man, and he please you like a man. But he's not a man, he's just a male. Also, a male is one of those guys you always talk about. Those simps do anything for attention. And women have to be careful with simps, because this is the thing. Simps will not protect you. I'm going to tell you why. They're after one thing and one thing only. And when they get what they want from you, that's all they want. They're not there to protect you. They're not there to help you. They act like they're your friend and you can talk to them, and they have a shoulder for you to cry on. But just remember this, because I've seen y'all comments talking about, I'll take a simp. If he's simping for you, he's simping for somebody else. Am I right or wrong, Jonathan?
You're absolutely right.
That was my
next point. Yeah, absolutely right.
Have you ever heard of a loyal simp?
But see, the thing is that the simp looks good.
He's supposed.
I mean, if he looks good to somebody who had a hard day at work and all you want is a drink and you really don't want to spend your money because you already had a shitty day, and then you got this nigga coming up to me, oh baby, I'll buy your drink. It feel good. You know what I'm saying? He making you feel like you want it. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, your emotion is taking over it, but you really don't think about it. How many other motherfuckers do you do this shit to?
Exactly.
It feel good when you got that simp ass nigga. Oh, I'm gonna pay all your bills and XYZ. It feel good because you ain't gotta do it. But how many other motherfuckers is he doing it for? Because if it was that easy, how many other big booty chicks is he doing that to? Exactly. And why would you want a man that's not exclusive to you? See, that's the mistake that women make, because just like I'm not, if I bang a chick on the first night, I'm probably not going to call her tomorrow because it's no challenge. If I got to work for it, if I really got to get to know you, if I really get my emotions involved in you, I'm going to respect it a lot more. So how can you really say that you're emotionally attached to this man who's a simp ass nigga that's paying for everything and he's doing this and he's doing? How can you respect this man?
Exactly.
When you know goddamn well he done paid for pussy his whole entire life. You ain't have to work for it.
Keyword, respect. Keyword. I was waiting on you. That's why I wasn't saying that. Because you see me on TikTok talking about this. Respect. A woman is not going to, but those men don't care if they get the respect. As long as they get what they want sexually, they don't care about respect. They're not worried about somebody respecting them. They're after one thing only, and they don't care about being respected, because once they get what they want, they're going to go to the next female, and likely they're already simping for somebody else while they're simping for you. And their job is to look good. Like you said, they look good, smell good, probably got nice car, nice house. Think about it. Anytime you get tempted, right? Let's be honest. When you're tempted with temptation, does temptation look bad? No. Temptation is supposed to look good.
It might look bad if you're drunk.
Yeah. But most of the time, temptation, what you're not supposed to do, it's going to look good. This simp man to women looks good. He probably dresses real nice, keeps himself together. He has nice clothes, nice car. He can, probably take you out of town. He's able to get you a nice place when you go out of town. He has enough money for you to enjoy yourself and to live and to just be carefree. And all looks and sounds good, but he doesn't have your best interests at heart.
But see, let me stop you right there. I don't think we can say that.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think we can say that, because I'm gonna just say it like this, because just like I was saying before, a man has to know what kind of woman that he wants. Now, just fill me out on this.
Gotcha.
There are some men who they only know that providing for a woman is pain, because it's a control thing. It's, if I pay for this, then you're going to do what the fuck I tell you to do. There's also men who they never been on a date before. They never really had a woman like them before, but they're in a position to where they have money now, and they starting to date a different kind of woman. And because they have the money, they have the power to be able to do something that they've never been able to do before. There are also men who, you got to think about religion. Like, depending on your religion and depending on who your leader is, you have to do these things. And that's the way that they are taught. So I don't want to single anybody else. I don't want to single anybody else out. But when we specify a simp ass nigga, I want people to understand that the other things that I just mentioned don't dictate a simp ass man. The simp ass man is that man that just instantly starts doing it.
Yeah.
He don't even know you. He ain't met you. He ain't had no conversation with you. He just see you in the club and you in your tight jeans and your butt looking real good and you in your best outfit and he just walk up to you like, let me buy you a drink. And then, because it always is somewhere else, this goes when let me buy you a drink. Because then it goes to what you need done. Oh, you need your bills paid. That's a simp ass nigga. Because you never got to really know this woman. You started out tricking on this woman because you wanted something. It looked good to you. It was the apple that was on the tree that Eve ate, and you was hungry, but you didn't want to tempt and eat that apple. But at this day and age, you ain't got to worry about tempting to eat the apple. You can just go ahead and eat the apple because you can buy the apple. And now you buying this apple, and you done bought apples before, so you know how this works. But women, they don't look at it like that. And see, the whole thing with like protecting our women is also educating our women on how to identify these sucker ass niggas that y'all date. Because if we want marriages and relationships and things to work, you have got to get to a point to where you identify what's real and what's fake, what's love and what's lust. My bad, I didn't mean to go over you, but I just wanted to.
No, keep going.
So, with protecting Black women, men have to get back to that day one. We got to stop. First of all, we got to stop listening and trying to fit in with what society says. We gotta, you gotta, if you really want to be a protective male, you need to stop believing society and get to what you know works.
Okay.
You need to get back to the basics. Protecting your woman is not just, having a conversation with her and not making her just hear you believe, but opening a car door and shutting the car door and going around the car and getting in the car speaks volumes, because it does not just say that you care, you're showing that you care. If a woman doesn't know what side of the street that she's walking on, that she needs to walk on, you have to understand that there are a lot of women that know what side of the street that they're walking on. They want to see if you know what side of the street you're walking on. So the minute that you see her walking on the wrong side, you need to make that adjustment like, nah, you walk over here. I'm your protection. It comes down to making her feel what you're saying, because I've done it before. And I'm saying it because it works. When a woman doesn't know, when you stop her and you look her dead in her eyes and you say, listen, I'm here for your protection. Not just here, but your physical aspect. I'm your male counterpart. And I'm not going to allow you to walk close to the traffic, because if something happens, it's my job to protect you. Whether it's to throw you out of the way or take that hit for you so you can walk away.
Exactly. And
it's genuinely showing somebody that you care, but you have got to get back to the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs before you can really start moving into how to get into her mental and her spiritual, how to really attach yourself and detach yourself from what society says that we should be doing.
So we pretty much got to get back to the basics. The men and women need to identify when the man is doing this. And some simps might do it, but women, y'all smart enough and y'all have intuition. You can feel if he's being, if this man is really being truly himself and, and actually want to protect you. But most simps, they're not going to protect you like Jonathan said. They might whine and dine you and flash money and take you out here and there, but they're not doing the things that the man is able to do, because a natural man is going to protect you naturally because he wants you to feel safe. So you should be able to identify the difference. But this is also the thing. I got to be honest, a lot of women don't care. We hear it every day.
Why should they?
every day we hear, well, as long as I need a man that if you can't pay my bills and do this and buy me this, I don't want to be bothered with you. So that's what a lot of men only are going to do. We hear it every day.
But this is the thing with protecting Black women. We also have to put ourselves in their shoes. Why should they? Because what they see on a day-to-day is not a reason why they should bow down or submit to us. Because that's what they see on a day-to-day. They see skinny jean wearing ass niggas. They see niggas that's out there with shoestring belts. They see niggas out here that's not grooming themselves. That's calling themselves real men. They see these sensitive beta men on these podcasts talking about how a woman did them wrong, and they just don't understand. They see that. What they don't identify with at this point is a man with a strong voice that's trying to guide you somewhere, because that's not what they see. They don't see the strong Black man anymore. They see the beta man. It's our job as men to be able to make them understand. And making a woman understand is more than just talking to her. You have to show her. And it might not be the first time. It might not be the second time. It might not be the 10th time. But you have to, it's a job. You gotta repetitively, hey, you walk here. Hey, I'm gonna open the door for you. Hey, this ain't just so I can get in your panties. This is because I'm a man. And because I'm a man, I'm gonna treat you like a woman. Because what I see in you is a queen, and I'm going to treat you like that. And even if it doesn't work out between me and you, at least the next time when you date somebody, you know what it was like to be with a man.
Exactly. And that should be the standard, but that doesn't happen. And
go ahead, my bad.
I've seen this a lot of times, and not to get off subject, I've seen women go from a simp to a real man and don't know what to do with him. And she ended up playing the real man because she don't value him. But then when she loses him, she's like, you know what, dang, I lost him. Now I know what it takes to be with a real man, right? But as I have to, also as a man, we have to show them. And the more men that actually be men and stop being simps, will have a better outcome. But men are all, you're going to have men that are going to simp because they know they going for one thing and they know what they got to do to get it. That'll never stop. It's always been like that, and it gives the real man a hard time when it comes to these women. But we do have to take accountability as far as when they talk about protecting, because I want to get into this next one, right?
So what do you, so in the long run, because now you talking that knowledge, but in the long run, the problem is that too many so part of the problem in the male realm is that there's so many males that have been hurt because it's so many expectations. I think women have to understand that, like, when you land that chick that you like, been like, man, I'm trying to get her, and you actually finally get her.
Yeah.
It's an excitement. It's like, bro, I finally got her. But the problem lies when you have too many high expectations.
But you have to also at the same time, if you have standards, right, you have to understand something. You got to know each person. Each person is different. So you can't expect the same thing out of each person. That's where these high expectations come from. Just like with the women. They got all these high expectations, and I call them unrealistic standards. You want a man that pay for everything, do everything, be loyal, have good sex, look good, be in shape, have no kids, take care of all yours. It's just so unrealistic. As men, it's the same way with us. We all these high expectations, you have to do it on the person by personal basis. You have to fill this person out and say, okay, these are my standards. I expect this out of you. You can't expect all this out of somebody that is here unless they're going to adjust.
But that all comes back to what I said in the beginning. You have to know what kind of woman you want. You got to know what your queen is, because my queen and your queen might be the same type of woman, but then we got Tom over here. His queen is different because we all have the same basis on what we want from a woman, but there are different things that we want from a woman. Like every man's needs are different. You have to go after the woman that fulfills your needs, and the woman has to go after the man that fills her needs. A lot of times men go after the woman that fills his needs, but he can't fill her needs. Like a lot of men, the majority of men, they oversell themselves in the beginning, but they can't keep up in the end. You start out tricking, but then you realize that shit, I can't keep up. You see what I'm saying? Like these old niggas is a prime example. Fucking Dunia Burke purse is expensive, my guy.
Yeah.
When she want another one, now you thought you was just giving a gift. When you give a gift and then you take her to get pampered and then you take her to get her hair done, that your pockets start depleting. That Social Security check don't look as big as it was last month.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't keep up. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people that oversell what they can do in the beginning and they can't keep up at the end. And now it becomes a regimen. She want her hair done again. She want her nails. How many times do women sit up there and say, if you mess my hair up, you got to pay for it? Yeah, we want to have that rough, nasty sex in the bedroom, but I don't want to pay $3 or $4 or $5,000 to get your hair done again because I messed it up. Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So a lot of men get these high value women who, to be honest, a lot of times they can do it themselves, but you step in and you take that burden off of them, but you realize that you can't keep up.
And I'm glad you said that, because we did a podcast, me and Antoinette, on 50-50 relationships. And she broke it down. And she said, if you come through the door tricking, then you got to pretty much keep tricking. You have to be consistent. So if you come in paying stuff, taking care of stuff, and you stop, it's not going to go well for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you came through the door being a trick. You came through the door being a simp. So,
but see, that's a lot of times that is what they know. Like, if you got to think about it, like, women will say that this is what she requires. Okay, so think about it. Think about when you're talking to a woman and they're telling you all the things that they do for themselves. They're telling you about how they pamper themselves and what they like.
Exactly.
Like, I can't make it up. I had a woman that straight up told me, we hadn't even been on a date yet, James. We had not been on a date. We ain't been nowhere. We just been talking on the phone.
Yeah.
I don't even know you.
Yeah, she hit you with the list. Go ahead. I know where it's going.
First date.
I already know.
I'm like, we go out to Easton, and I'm like, what you want to eat?
Oh, I'm familiar with Easton. Yeah.
She's like, I want to go to Smith & Wollensky's.
Who?
I was talking about motherfucking BB Bop or something. You talking about $400? Because Smith & Wollensky's ain't cheap. That's a steak. That's like one of them Soul Brothers steak. A steak as big as your back meal. Like, listen, I don't even know if I like you like that to be trying to spend $400 on you.
But the thing is, when she go by herself, it's only $200. She'll take herself. But when you go, now you paying for you and her. So she's thinking, since if I can take myself here, he can pay for mine and his.
But see, this is the thing. I ain't no simp ass nigga. And the other thing is that if I haven't seen you take yourself to Smithfield and Walensky's, I ain't seen you take yourself to the steakhouses and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I see you in the kitchen cooking your little Save-A-Lot hamburgers that's like this big. If you can't do it for yourself, that means you can't treat me. You got to feed me like I feed you. You know what I'm saying? If we talking 50-50, if I'm going to spend money on you, you got to spend money on me because we talk about the same thing. If I'm pampering you and I'm taking you to places like that, can you take me to the same places? Because I could take you to Smith and Walensky's, but can you take me to Smith and Walensky's? See, it comes down to what can we do for each other, because men want to be pampered just like women do. I want a massage. I mean, I might not want to get my feet and my nails done, but I mean, I want a massage. I want to go to a steakhouse. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I'm saying? It comes down to, that's why I say it comes down to what you want in that individual. I don't really need to go to Smith and Walensky's on a day-to-day or as a date or food or something like that. Sometimes I want somebody to cook for me. Sometimes I want somebody to just talk to. Right. But if we can't talk on an intellectual level, what's the point of me spending $400 on you when we just gonna sit there and be staring at each other and not have a conversation while we eat?
Right. Exactly. And you know what? As a grown man, I understand exactly where you're coming from. Good conversation. When you're over 35, men like us like good conversation. I'm not going to spend $400. I'm not going to spend $30 and sit across from somebody who I can't have a good conversation with. If you have a negative attitude, you got bad energy. I mean, ladies, you got to understand this. Men, we don't like going out on a date if you negative, got a bad energy, bad attitude. We can't have a good conversation. Now, the simps don't care because they're going to act like they enjoying the conversation. And they're gonna act like they enjoying you. They're gonna act like you ain't got an attitude because they want to get what they want. But men like us, we're not taking y'all out. If you got a bad attitude, all that, we ain't going out with you. It ain't happening. But those simps will, and they will do anything to get what they want. They're gonna take you to the spot he's talking about down there in Easton. Oh yeah, they're gonna take you over there. They're gonna wine and dine you. Probably take you to the Airbnb or one of them nice rooms with the hot tub, jacuzzi, and wine and dine you. And then the next month they can't do it because they just spent all their money this month. And the next month they can't do it. They didn't spend that whole checkup. And you do this all the time.
You wondering where your Valentine's went. You wondering where your Christmas went. You wonder where these special times went. Like they went to that first date, nigga. Shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't tap me out the first date, but the other thing that women don't get is that if you start your first date out with extreme luxury, where you have to go from there?
You only can go up. You can't go down. That's the thing. You can't go down. I mean, you can't go from the spot you're talking about, because I've been to Easton. And trust me, they got restaurants where if you got $25, you can go eat. But they also have high-end restaurants. So the next time, you can't go over to Piatas. I think there's Piatas over there.
They got Piatas over there.
Oh, yeah, they got that good calamari. You can't go from the spot you talking about $400 and then go over to Piatas the next time. She be like, we're going to try this time. Why are we trying this? It was good. No, it's just you don't want to spend no money. Then it becomes a problem.
Also, women have to also understand that men, we have the same problems that y'all got. Mm-hmm. Y'all think that women don't have jobs, that women don't have cars, that women don't have places to live. It's a lot of women that don't have a house. They don't have nowhere to stay. They don't have a car. They don't have a job. They don't have a hustle. They don't got a career path. They don't got investments. They don't got none of that stuff. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And y'all women have to understand that the difference between men and women is that y'all women will pump the broke ass female all the way up. Y'all will not sit there and call your broke ass bum ass friend a broke ass bum ass friend. You will not do that. You will sit there and be like, oh, she just going through some things. And this is the crazy part.
Oh, yeah.
A woman might not have a car, a house, a job, a car, but another woman would be like, well, she's going through some things. But the same man who ain't got the same thing, y'all be like, oh, he's a bum ass nigga. That nigga ain't got this. He ain't got that. Y'all will bash this same man. And the crazy thing is, it's only in the black community. Y'all won't do that to the Mexicans or the white boys or the Africans. Y'all be like, well, that's their culture. But in a black man that does not have what you think a man should require, you will castrate that man and pump your woman up. The crazier thing is that women fail to realize that y'all get more stuff than we do. Y'all get food stamps. Y'all get Section 8.
Programs.
Y'all get these things. And see, the thing is that a woman who gets Section 8 food stamps and she gets tax money so she can buy a different car every year.
I see that.
Will sit there and talk about how she's doing it. She's doing it by herself. No, ma'am. We are doing it for you. You are just along for the ride because you're able to get those things. And your friend who you live in the same complex with, you're paying $800. She's paying $12. You're paying a car note. She done bought her car because she done got tax money.
Yeah.
You paying for full groceries and she got food stamps. You will sit there and act like you and this chick are on the same playing field when you know goddamn well that if a man was doing that, you would be like, that nigga really don't really know what it's like to pay no bills and X, Y, Z because he getting all this assistance. Y'all women have got to stop bashing black men like that and start calling a duck a duck. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a duck. Regardless of if it's your friend, your sister, or your mom, it's the same thing. We as men can only protect you as a woman if you are receptive to that man guiding you and leading you the way that a man should. If you are not receptive of that, you're going to be the same chick that's on here every time talking about niggas ain't shit. And that nigga ain't doing. You're going to be the same woman. You're going to be a 70-year-old woman at the bar trying to find you a young dude because you think that all these niggas do the same thing.
And let me add to that now, and then we'll get to the men. There is a difference because I don't know if you've seen some of our old podcasts, they called me a woman basher. Go back and watch them. The same thing I say about the women, I say about the men. It's called accountability. Bashing is where you're putting somebody down, one group, male or female, all the time have nothing positive to say. And you don't give them a solution. When you give somebody a solution, that changes from bashing to accountability. Because I want you to be better. Now, most people don't know the difference. They think we on here bashing. No, if y'all actually listen to this man and me, it's called accountability. Look up the definition. Holding somebody accountable. Saying, hey, you know what? Even though me and you live in the same neighborhood, you got groceries, I got groceries. My rent's $500 or $1,000. Your rent's $12. I pay cash for food, use food stamps. You kind of act like me and you on the same level. You're not. I'm not dogging you. I'm just saying we live in two different worlds. That's not bashing. That's saying, hey, you're not on my level. That's accountability. That's what that is. That's not bashing. Now, same thing for men. I get online every day and I see men talk about women because we do it on the show too. But what we don't do on the show is bad. I see men, these women ain't this, these women ain't that. Okay, well, give them a solution to be better. Instead of just saying all the negative, wrong things. Give them a solution to be better. These women are these women are always talking about men ain't this, men ain't that. Okay, well, show her a different type of man. Take her out. Put something on nice. Tell her, hey, put on some nice clothes. I'm gonna put on some nice clothes. Let's go out and enjoy each other. So I see you always talking about men ain't this and men ain't that. Let me show you what a real man's supposed to do. How many men are saying that online? I ain't seen it.
I've seen a couple say it, but see, the thing is like a lot of women be like, I'm too aggressive, and you talking some real shit and you saying what people need to hear, but they don't want to hear it because I'm too aggressive. The thing is that y'all are so accustomed to this day and age male. You want somebody that's going to put on a suit and tie and sit there with his legs crossed and, be casual about the shit. See, that's the type of nigga that you don't need to listen to, because he's the type of nigga that ain't never did shit. Like, you wasn't invited to the parties, my guy. You wasn't kicking it when you was young. You wasn't at the mall trying to get numbers with your homies. You advanced later in life, which is why you don't have the emotion that we do at this day and age. Because at this day and age, when you're in your 40s, you look at things different.
Exactly.
You look at things from a perspective like what I say all the time. You're gonna go over there and you're gonna buy that drink, but I'm gonna leave with her.
I've done it.
You ain't got
exactly
because you don't got the intellect, you don't got the conversation. You know what I'm saying? You basically the wingman at this point. You're gonna buy her a drink, and I'm gonna go over there and talk to her like, hey, how you doing? What's your name?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just a simple gesture. But see, the problem is that women have become so accustomed to men tricking, and they have lost sight of what providing actually means. Like, providing is not just for a man to buy you drinks and pamper you. That's not really providing, because he's just providing you some things that you probably can already do yourself.
Exactly.
With a man, and I'm gonna just say it from what I saw, my grandfather, we always knew where he was at. My granddad was probably either on a roof, he was outside fixing the driveway, he was working on his car, or he was playing cards with the homies. He went out and he got the house that my grandmother wanted. Made sure my grandmother had the car that she drove. He made sure that the house was taken care of. If a shingle fell off, he was up there fixing it. If something was wrong in the driveway, he was out there fixing it. If the car broke down, he was taking it to the shop, or he fixed it himself. He made sure that my grandmother was secure here in her heart and physically.
Exactly.
A lot of these dudes can only financially be a financial backer. You can only pay for stuff. You don't get that feeling of, nigga, I put that TV up. I put that floor down. I built that. You don't got that feeling. You're not making that woman feel secure, because there's no way as a man that I'm going to be calling maintenance, leaving the house, and having the maintenance man come fix whatever is going wrong in the house with my woman there. It's not making your woman feel secure. You're kind of like looking like you're less than a man, because you ain't even trying to fix the problem. Your avenue of fixing the problem was, I'm gonna pay for it, which is your solution to everything.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't know a problem, but you go and try and solve it, you look at it on YouTube, like, okay, yeah, you know what? I can go get the tools. I can do this myself. When you go down there and you actually get a sense of pride because you fixed something, you did something, you made sure that your woman felt secure because her man, like Martin Lawrence used to say, her man did that. And you ain't gotta worry about going on Facebook asking somebody, can they put up a TV, or can they put this together, or does anybody know how to change a tire? And she got some grown man sitting there. Like, you gotta feel less than a woman when you got a man sitting right next to you and he can't do a goddamn thing. The only thing you can do is go to social media and ask another nigga. And then you wonder why your inbox is flooding over with niggas saying, why the fuck are you with this nigga?
Security. And you said it. Now, another good thing about protecting Black women is they need to feel secure. You just pretty much broke that down, being secure in your home. My grandfather was born in 1931. He did the same thing your grandfather did. If something was wrong, even if he didn't know how to do it, he would go out there and try. Yeah, and then what he would do is, if he couldn't fix it, he'd find somebody and learn and work and do it with them to get it fixed. And then if that didn't work, he would just pay somebody because he was stubborn. He was like, I'm not paying nobody to do nothing in my house. I'm gonna do it myself. I'm stubborn like that too, but some stuff I ain't doing. But I understand what you mean. But at least try so she feels secure. You know what I'm saying? If something you don't know, YouTube it, and then if it's something that ain't for you, then you call somebody. But like you said, if the maintenance man gonna be there every time, make sure you at least there, because you know how it is with these maintenance men. They come in. I've been over a female friend's house or cousin house. You know how the maintenance men come in when they man ain't in there? Oh, they flirting. Oh, you need anything else fixed? Well, here's my personal number. Call me anytime. That happens a lot. I know you've seen it. I know you've seen it. Yeah, and they put their bid in. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know your nigga ain't shit.
And before you know it, you come home all the time like, damn, everything in here work. I'm happy. And his slow ass don't realize the maintenance man in there banging her and fixing all your shit now.
Absolutely. And that goes with anything. Like, you need your car fixed, I could do it for a little bit less.
I hear that a lot. But the problem is with them janky mechanics, I got a lot of female friends. When they do that, the guy that likes you fix your car, don't let him fix your car, because his mind ain't in the right place. Then he messed the car up even worse. Then you got to take it to a real mechanic. And I see it all the time. I see dudes where I live out here doing that with the female. They out there working on their car. Like, I wouldn't let him take my tire off if I was you. You know what I'm saying?
Have the same cast that you think is a mechanic be the same dudes that sit in the car watching that women pump the gas. Like, same type nigga.
I'm about to get into that. Go ahead. You start. Hold on, let me go. Because this is the one that gets me. Every time, especially at night. Males and boys. This doesn't pertain to the men. And especially in certain neighborhoods. If you're familiar with Cleveland, East Cleveland, parts of Columbus, I know the east side is hood over there because I be in Columbus. Do not let these women pump their gas at nighttime. It is some dangerous areas. And y'all be just sitting in the car, not paying attention, probably texting another bro. She paying to pump it. And these gas stations be having people fighting, shooting, crackheads, people getting robbed. She could go out, she could go in the store, get killed, get robbed, beat up, anything. Y'all wouldn't even know because y'all in the car texting somebody else. But this one I gotta put on the women. Because y'all like those type of dudes because you control them. He live in your house.
Drive your car.
Drive your car, drop you off at work, got weed all in your car, eating up all your kids' food, drinking up all your kids' juicy juice. And you know them kids love juicy juice. It tastes so good. I like it too. But he living off of you, stinking up your house with his funky ass feet because he ain't washed them. And then you got the nerve to say niggas ain't shit.
And with that, I want to say like this. Like, I have never, even when I was mad, let a woman pump her own gas that I was with. What you dumbass niggas got to understand is that when women go to the gas station, they are prey for the predator, because we coming like, oh, you need your gas pump? You want me to pump your gas for you? Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do that, man. Just go sit in the car. I got to pump my gas anyway. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Think I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, yeah, your nigga ain't doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? You look like a weak ass female when you going into the store. You paying for the gas, and your nigga just sitting there with his seat leaned all the way back on his phone. That nigga ain't no goddamn kingpin. He in your motherfucking car. How dare you? How dare you treat this motherfucker like he's the king of the fucking castle and he riding passenger and your shit? Like, I tell y'all women all the time, man.
That's all it is.
A man got to come to the table with something. You cannot keep allowing these men to come in there with a fucking story. Like, oh man, you know, times is hard. Be a motherfucking man to get some backbone, nigga. You could donate plasma. You could drive Lyft or Uber. You could drive Instacart. You could drive DoorDash. You could go to work today, pay today. It's all these hustles that you could go out here and do. But you want to sit up here and keep relying on this bullshit ass weed that you trying to sell, and you can't even put $10 in her gas tank. She is taking care of you and her because she's the man in the fucking relationship, nigga. You should be sitting in the back seat.
Exactly. And you know what? You said, just so the men that have a problem, if you have something like on your driving record, or you do know some of these places like DoorDash and Instacart, I'm gonna give you a tip. So I hope, since you got your phones out, write this in your cell phone, write it down in your notebook. You don't even have to have a car to work for them.
Shit, you don't even got to be the person delivering the shit.
You can get on the bus and deliver it. You can get on a 10-speed bicycle.
Nigga, she can get the damn DoorDash app for you, put her face on there, and you deliver. We ain't paying attention to that shit. We just want our goddamn food. At the end of the day, my thing is that a lot of y'all women, y'all want to still be mothers. You don't want to have another kid, but you want somebody to take care of. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to identify with that. You can't let a man come to your door with nothing. He got a trash bag. Why would you let a man that came into your house with a trash bag of clothes? Like, nigga, you don't even have the self-respect to even go buy yourself a real bag, let alone how you going to lead these kids and how you going to lead this woman. You can't do that, bruh, because you still got demons that you fight and you still trying to learn how to be a man. And that woman that you trying to be a man to, it's not her job to teach you how to be a man.
Exactly.
You should have came to the door as a man in the first place.
We'll see.
But you can't. These women, they like to they want to understand men so well. They want to think that they know what men are going through. But to be honest, men only go through what they allow themselves to go through. You got to take your own path as a man. I've been there, man. I've been up, I've been down, I've been rich, I've been poor. I figured it out. I didn't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I took that path, but I took that journey by myself because I had to learn what it was like to not eat. I had to learn what it was like to eat everything. And I had to figure out how I could still eat everything and live a life where I'm not trying to impress nobody. You can't get with a man that's trying to be liked by everybody. He got to like himself. If he don't love himself first, he can't love you because he don't love himself enough to guide you down a path that you're going to respect.
Understood. Ladies, y'all pay attention and take notes because this is just one of the few episodes. This is the second episode. This is going to be part of my new series. And every time I do this segment, I'm going to have a different person on here, men and women both. So, Jonathan, tell them where to follow you on social media. So, on social media, you can find me at Jonathan Leffridge on Facebook. You want to see the picture with the bald head and the red and blue flannel, that's me. You can find me on TikTok the same way. I'm on both of them actively. If you got something that you want to talk about, my inbox is always open. I'll also put your link in the description of this video in the comments. So when y'all watch the video, y'all can click his Facebook and his TikTok because he just started really getting into the podcast and he's doing really good. He has some good discussions. He's very open-minded. Okay, so he's not no basher, but he is going to address the women and the men just like myself. We address both, and that's how we're going to get to a better place. So y'all follow the Hit Show Podcast on Facebook. We're on YouTube, Hit Show Podcast, Twitter, podcast_hit, and our TikTok is going crazy. Hit Show Podcast. Come on down on TikTok. Leave me a comment. Do some reply videos with me. Stitch duets. I encourage everybody, even if we don't disagree, remember, it's just podcasting. Don't take it seriously. We can agree to disagree and get along. All right? So I appreciate everybody for watching. Leave